Let's talk about the Paycheck Protection Program loan. A lot is going on with that loan. Currently, there is an audit going on. The government is investigating, and they're also fishing out those people that were not qualified, but they got the loan.
Hey, I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is not the year for liars, abusers, manipulators, trafficking, assault. Any of them demonic deadbeats, any of them demonic characteristics you got, they all being exposed this year. Down low, brothers, this is not the year of closet. This is the year that everybody getting exposed. It's all on the table. So if you think you can do something in this big old year of 2025 and get away with it, baby, shine your lights. You might as well do it in the daylight with a flashlight, because ain't nothing getting slipped under the table. It's a sad day to be a fuck nigga.
Let's talk about the PPP loan fraud investigation. The Department of Justice has intensified efforts to identify and prosecute fraudulent PPP loan activities. This includes cases where individuals submitted false information to obtain loan or misused the funds.
What if I told you that during the pandemic, when we were stuck at home and we couldn't make extra money because you weren't allowed to work, that 26 Washington, D.C. police officers were taking your taxpayers' money? How would that make you feel? Because guess what? I'm in D.C. right now, and I'm like, shit, what's going on in this town? So I Googled, and this is what I found. This is recent, April of 2025. 26 Washington, D.C. police are now being investigated. One cop pleaded guilty to wire fraud. This is all PPP loan. They opened up false businesses and took our money. Another cop revealed $95K, and he was sentenced to probation. You know, it's so crazy because this police department is so understaffed. They're losing officers every day. This isn't just fraud. You know what it is? It's a betrayal of public trust. They got to pay it back. Come on now, y'all. And just on a side note, I think police need to make more money, and so do teachers. Thank you.
Let's talk about some notable PPP fraud loan cases. A Georgia man was charged for orchestrating a scheme involving fraudulent PPP and EIDL loan applications totaling over $3.39 million. This operation included fabricated tax documents and false employee information.
I love being on messy TikTok. So apparently everybody that got them PPP loans back in 2020 and they was committing fraud, yeah, they got a warrant list out, I think, and they coming for people. Like, if you fraudulently got a PPP loan back in 2020 and you know you ain't had no business, I hope you save some of that money, Bookie. You going to jail. One girl got up here talking about how she just got 9.5 years behind them PPP loans. 9.5 years is crazy. Like, girl, how much did you get, bruh? Like, you must have got you a really good chunk of change for them to give you 9.5 years.
My coworker got fired for getting the PPP loan. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I saw a girl's video saying that she just had her case with the feds regarding getting the PPP loan, like lying on the application, and she got sentenced to 9.5 years. 9.5 years. And I saw other people in the comments saying that they're going through their case. I saw somebody else say that they got sentenced for wire fraud. And these people are not playing. They are not playing. And banks are assisting. They are assisting in the process. As somebody who works in banking, who's worked in multiple different banks, the banks help the IRS. But let me tell y'all what happened with my coworker. So this is my coworker that turned into a friend. So I had already left the company by the time that she got fired. But ultimately what happened was, this was 2022. The list came out of everybody who had got the PPP loan. She obviously was on that list. And she ended up in HR. Clearly the bank was looking at the list. Not my current job, y'all. Again, this is a company that I left. So don't call them people again, please. But she ended up in a meeting with HR. They asked her, like, oh, you were on this list, you have a business, and basically there was a date that your business had to be established to qualify for the PPP loan, and a lot of people created LLCs after that date, and that's how they know if your application was fraudulent. And so they told her, like, I don't think that you qualified for this PPP loan based on when you established your business or whatever. But she didn't admit to anything, and her business was selling handmade jewelry, right? So the reason why they were able to fire her is because if you've ever worked for a bank, a financial institution, a brokerage, you have to disclose all outside business activities. It's regulatory. You have to sign off that you will disclose anything, any second job, any second source of income. If you're a part of the board of directors for any type of company, nonprofit, sometimes even volunteer work, you have to disclose it so that the bank can make sure it's not a conflict of interest. So basically they fired her because they said that her not disclosing that she had a business was violating company policy, because she should have told them. And I'm sure y'all are going to say, well, she should have told them that, she stopped the business when she started working. I guess whenever she established it, she had already started working there. So like the days just didn't line up. But yeah, they fired her and said that it was because she didn't disclose that she had a business. But if she had disclosed that she had a business, it wouldn't have been a conflict of interest for her to sell handmade jewelry. They fired her because of that PPP loan. And that was just their excuse. So be careful, y'all. They are coming.
Let's have a look at the comment section. When the PPP loan first came out, I told my dad, that's just another way for the government to try people. Now, look at everyone in jail lately is gone for PPP fraud. What about all the movie stars that took PPP loans? My childhood best friend's mother just recently got sentenced to 10 years of federal prison for PPP loan fraud. That's serious.
Pandemic scammers, y'all might want to lay low for a little while because the government is really gearing up to do something. House passes bill to recover billions lost to pandemic fraud, reckless spending. House lawmakers on Tuesday voted to pass a measure which would help the federal government recover billions of dollars lost to fraudsters during the pandemic. The Pandemic Unemployment Fraud Enforcement Act would extend the statute of limitations on pandemic-era fraud cases to 10 years. So basically, if you thought you could just wait it out until the statute of limitations ran up, no, they were 2 steps ahead of you. The extension would provide critical time to investigate and prosecute fraudsters, ensuring those who defrauded the government of federal relief funds can still be prosecuted. I just hope this is for like the corporate people who did it and like the little nobodies, and not just the little nobodies. Now, it's only been approved by the House. It still has to go to the Senate, and they have to vote on it. But it does have bipartisan support, so who knows what's going to happen. But yeah, all of y'all that was living it up during the pandemic and y'all were getting t-shirts made and having PPP parties, y'all need to go and delete all those Instagram posts, delete the whole Facebook, all of you unemployment texts, delete everything. Y'all was making up them fake ass LLCs. I think it's a done deal. To the state of Florida, y'all should try to maybe secede from the nation, because y'all really lost y'all minds. They might have a special task force just for y'all. But yeah, may the odds be in your favor.
That post was made in March and he made his video in April. Right now, the government is already out there hunting people down. People are being sent to prison for the PPP loan.
That PPP loan came back to bite me in the ass, y'all. These folks want me to pay them so much money, and to think that I thought I was actually doing something right. You know how you be out here and you be trying to figure out, what your next move gonna be and how you gonna make it happen. And then when something like that comes along, it kind of put you in a trance like, damn, this is actually something that I can actually get. Now keep in mind, I do have a business, and I guess the person who did my paperwork kind of screwed up. And, man, I'm put in a position where I either have to pay a lot of money or I could be going away for a while. And I never wanted that to be the case, Man, that PPP loan was something, man. It was like a breakthrough for you, when you were struggling and not knowing the outcome. So anybody who think that they got away with that shit, you didn't get away, man. We make terrible decisions, man, when the storm come. So when the sun come back out, we screwed, man. Y'all share this post. Follow me for updates.
Y'all remember how people were apparently getting a bag off of the PPP loan a few years back? Well, I don't know about your For You page, but mine has had some disturbing updates.
I was sentenced to 114 months.
I'm not here to make jokes about that. I find it very sad she has children. She's taken full accountability, and I wish her the best outcome. This video is a public service announcement for a mistake that I saw her make that I see a lot of people make for some reason. It says in the video that at some point it was brought to her attention that they were coming. And so to get out in front of it, she reached out to them and talked to them and tried to settle things, especially so it wasn't like a surprise and potentially traumatizing to her children. But then in a later video, she says because she came forward willingly with that information, He found a bunch of issues with what she was talking about, asked her a bunch of questions she barely knew how to answer, and at the end of it all got slapped with a sentence long as a Monday. And the mistake I referenced at the beginning was trying to do any of that without a lawyer present. In my downtime, I used to watch police interviews like it was my damn job. The mistake that most people make, especially younger ones for some reason, is thinking that remaining silent or waiting for a lawyer to be present is somehow an admission of guilt. You should take this approach whether you're guilty or innocent. Actually, especially if you're innocent.
I feel like this is a hot take, but I do not think them people that took them PPP loans and didn't have a business should face jail time. I don't. Am I going to steal from the government? No, I'm scary. And they clearly pick and choose who they want to enforce laws against. But they steal all the time. They let big businesses steal all the time. No repercussions, no consequences. They get to steal labor, wages, evade taxes. Our president? Please, it gives, learn from the best. If these people were rich and they stole for the government, it would almost give opportunists and not fraud. I'm not mad at them.
Regular citizens are not the only ones that took part in this fraud. Even the police did. Some police officers did. At least 24 DC police officers are under investigation for allegedly obtaining PPP loans through fraudulent means, such as creating fake businesses. Some have already been convicted and sentenced. Please let me know your thoughts on this PPP loan. Do you know someone that is part of the people that took the loan? They didn't qualify, but they went for the loan. Are you part of them? Do you know any story? Feel free to share with us in the comment section, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.